They should make a straight line in there for Mutalisks.
In the bottom left with some really awesome play, overrunning his opponent. He is
뭉진 스타즈 Soulkey.
And in the upper right, we have our Protoss player, the legend from last year, here to prove himself again. He is
SK텔레콤 T1 PartinG.
Very excited, Tasteless still. You know, that game, not like a ton of really super technical stuff to learn from that last one.
no,
But certainly a little lesson if you do want to do a build like what PartinG did there. It's hard when they max out, when they come after you. You really, that's what splash damage is for, is to make yourself really cost efficient against a giant Zerg army of tier 1 and 2 units. Oh wow, Brunei.
very nice.
Cheers.
Quite an international crowd here at GOM.
Everyone loves StarCraft. It's universal.
It is.
Yeah.
By the way, really nice job here with this probe. We saw for a second he was mining the minerals, forcing the drone to move away, then stopping, then mining again. These are these little subtle things you can do to get ahead.
Definitely. You know, I just called the StarCraft a universal game, and that's kind of funny because it reminds me of how in America we call things like the NBA Finals the World Championships. You know, where it's like, well, is that really the World Championships? It's just the teams in America and Canada, right? So, to call this a universal game, here's my question to you, Tasteless. This is the greatest game that humans have come up with yet. For our planet of Earth, this is the greatest game that has happened. The most strategical, the highest skill. It's a beautiful thing. If we had meaningful relations with an alien race in the universe, do you think StarCraft actually could be a game that they could like?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think absolutely, yeah. I think they probably like it more than conventional sports.
Oh, I think for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think conventional sports, unless they have the exact same bodies as us, they're either going to be way better or way worse.
That's the problem.
Whereas with this, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'll put Flash up against any alien playing StarCraft. Or Innovation right now, I guess. So.
The thing that I like actually so much about StarCraft is that you can't get a
Innovation rips his mask off. He's like, I am one of them.
I love about StarCraft is that you can't. There's nobody that has programmed a computer good enough to beat a pro gamer.
Yeah, it'll never happen.
I don't think it'll happen. Yeah, there's too many complicated things. I want to see somebody try it. To be honest.
Yeah, I don't know that it's actually possible. There'd have to be a broken strategy. There's too much hidden information. You can always trick a computer in some way.
Exactly. Or, you know, even when it comes down to micro.
Yeah.
How do you... I just can't imagine it. But that's what always fascinated me. It was a game that the vehicle is a computer, but you can't program an AI to beat people.
Well, still waiting for that core to go down. Very standard here from our Zerg player Soulkey. Taking that third base with a good time. And we're just going to have to chill for time. With a good time, like a good timing.
Like a good old time.
At a good time, I guess, is probably a much better way to say it.
Well, yeah, they're just droning up. And the third base is now finished. They'll get that Zealot out and block the entrance. We have the Stargate coming down here again.
Same exact opening as last game so far.
Now let's see. It could still vary greatly on what he does from here.
Yeah, he certainly could. It should be Phoenixes. It could be a Void Ray, but I really don't foresee that. Same gas timings from Soulkey. So this is basically the last game again. Now, I think it's going to go into a third base probably right away. Now, there is the possibility, the only all-in off two base that's really legitimately good with a Stargate, I would say, in my personal opinion, the double Immortal, double Colossus all-in. Now, you could do like a Void Ray, like 7 Warp Gate all-in, but let's not talk about that because it's kind of cheeky. So unless he does that all-in, I'm really excited to see how he takes the third. Does he do it with the Twilight, or does he do it with the Robo? Because the last game with the Twilight didn't work. That's what I want to see. I want to see him go into the slightly more standard type of play. And look, he once again sends out the Phoenix right away.
Note he's putting the gateways in a location the Overlord is going to spot a little bit later here.
May as well give him as little information as possible.
Now you will still see it, but you know, saving a few seconds time is always good. And now, yeah, we're just going to have to wait. The Phoenixes are, once again, everything looking very similar. Okay, and he's doing the same build so far, man. He's getting the Twilight Council.
That is true.
Huh.
This is exactly the same. You know, this is one of my favorite things that makes StarCraft just so beautiful, right? Because I'm watching him do this build twice, and I'm watching him send these Phoenixes out without a +1 timing behind it, which is normally what it means to send Phoenixes immediately, unless they got scouted, right?
Right.
So, and the thing is, his team, SKT1, very known for Protosses. He has Rain there, who is arguably the second best Protoss in the world. They also have a lineup of amazing Protosses like Bisu and Best that just haven't quite come into their own yet. So anyways, my point is, I feel like they may have figured something out with this Phoenix timing where it actually hurts the Zerg more to start killing Overlords immediately than to try to risk getting out there and killing a couple Queens. I think that they've probably really played a billion games with it and just have decided that this is the best way, and other Protosses probably should follow suit.
It makes sense. All right, so he's got enough sentries and zealots. He's going to go ahead and take this area over here.
I really like that creep dropping. That is so annoying as a Protoss.
It's the little things.
Yes, it certainly
help you get ahead here. And the fourth base now taking the 2 men. The Phoenixes are going to... Oh, they just barely didn't pick up that drone, which is too bad because you can actually deny the fourth base, excuse me, for a long time.
That is so true. You have to wait till Hydra.
That's actually where I park my Phoenixes when I'm not being active with them. I'll put it over that location.
That's a really smart move.
At least on this map.
Yeah, other players should try that out.
Even if they expanded the upper left, that's too many locations to defend when you attack. Whereas
and in fact, you can split your Phoenixes. You can do one lift with 2 Phoenixes to kill. I've done that before. It's really hard to actually catch everything.
I was going to say, I can't actually catch everything.
Yeah. But when you do, you feel like a champ. All right, so we do have the Infestation Pit on the way, a little bit quicker than we saw in the last game. He has a similar number of drones to when he attacked, and he's actually grabbing a Spire. This is very, very different reaction from Soulkey this game.
All right, hatchery for the fourth base almost finished here. And again, you see with that Phoenix range, you can just get in there and do a lot of damage to those drones. But with the creep spread and Hydra's out now, it's going to be very easy to push you know, these Phoenixes out of there.
Certainly. Now
it's really cool now in the Heart of Storm to see just a lot more Hydra play in general.
Now I wonder what he's planning with this Infestation Pit. Okay, there we go. Whoa, Enduring Locust, Tasteless. Very excited. We are going to be seeing some Swarm Hosts, and he does have that Spire as well. So that Spire is going to be for Corruptors most likely. He may just start upgrades in it and wait a little bit longer to make any Corruptors though. This is getting pretty exciting. He's going to be, you know what? I think what he's doing is he's playing the closest to a perfect Wings of Liberty ZvP on this map as he can by going for the quick fourth in the middle and getting Swarm Host rather quickly. Daybreak is the best map for Swarm Host play.
Well, this is probably the best map for Zerg to turtle on.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the best Zerg turtling map that there is. I think actually in a way that there's ever been.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what he's doing. He's just saying, well, you know what? This map is actually very good for Zerg if you get to that late game and you have that turtling up and you have free units constantly going across.
Oh, he sees the Swarm Host. Oh yeah, he needs to not do that.
Nice save there by Soulkey. A lesser Zerg would have lost that.
All right. Seeing the Swarm Host is going to trigger PartinG to at least push out here.
Yeah, he's getting his Warp Prism because you have to abuse the mobility of a Swarm Host player as best you can.
Or immobility.
Yeah, I guess their mobility, which is poor, is what you're abusing.
Yes.
And he only has 1 Robo, and he is getting Colossus Tech now because you do need Colossus to deal with Swarm Host, but I do feel like he should get 2. When I see 1, I'm always a little bit scared that it's not going to be quite enough.
All right, as you can see, that's an interesting direction to send them out at.
We might see waves going in different directions and whatnot, just clearing out anything they can.
All right, so he's going to go ahead and take his 4th down. That's a smart move to take the 4th down there for Protoss, especially if they're going Swarm Host.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder for the Swarm Host to get out and do damage to a place that's that far away.
Very, very true.
You know what's funny about this? I guess, yeah, these can just act as spotters, can't they?
They certainly can, and they certainly are. That is very annoying, in fact. He's going to fly.
I'm so surprised he didn't pull that away faster because he moved the Phoenixes, which are being hit by those Hydras.
Yeah, I think he just had them on different hotkeys and
look at those
it just kind
potholes
of
those Swarm hosts made, man.
Don't worry, they heal up really quick. This metallic space station heals up very quickly from unburrowed units.
That's good.
It's good to see. T1000 space station. All right, so here we go. We actually have PartinG coming around the side now with all his Blink Stalkers. Stormhost rather out of position. And, with Blink, he's going to be able to get away rather easily as well.
Well, he'll get away easily, but these sentries won't unless he throws up some force fields.
Yeah, he's actually going to lose quite a few units here.
He's going to lose at least 3 of those sentries.
Oh, man. Well, he traps like an okay amount, but the thing is, these units don't matter to Soulkey. He doesn't actually care about 5 roaches and a couple lings.
All right, he needs to watch out. Those Locusts can actually kill the Colossus really fast. And he gets away.
Only taking a little bit of real damage. 11 Corruptors on the way. He had started that +1 quite a bit earlier, so that'll be ready for them very shortly. And that's great because Colossus really is the only way that you can deal with this heads-on.
Well, looks like the Phoenixes are backing off now. I'm glad we're seeing more Swarm hosts, just in general.
Yeah.
We didn't see very many of them when we started out here.
No,
GSL,
for some reason, not everyone instantly realized how great they were. Hold on, we actually have a great snipe there on that Colossus. PartinG's in a lot of trouble, man.
Yeah, I don't know what exactly he plans to do here, but I mean, he's taking a lot. Look at the supplies, actually. It's what, 144 right now? And you can see the Zerg's essentially maxed.
And, he's doing a good job with the Blink Stalkers, just kind of abusing that immobility.
But, with the Swarm host now burrowing here, there's not really a lot the Protoss can do, and also this army is actually stuck down here now, unless he can sneak out with a good Blink.
Yeah, he could do a recall, but then he loses the base, so that is a tough situation.
All right, and it looks like he's not going to do that because Time Warp is coming here. Oh. But we might have some Psionic Storms!
Some nice Psi Storms going down, and has Soulkey actually come too far across the map with his valuable army? It could be.
Do we see the Observer? Where is that?
He doesn't have one.
He doesn't have one?
No,
All right, I wasn't sure if I was missing something.
Nope. Well, he's missing something, and it is an Observer.
Yeah. Still no Observer inside.
Yeah, and he's making it now.
One. Yeah.
And that means he can't make another Colossus right now. So another reason why Double Robo is quite nice in this situation. Hasn't been able to refill his Warp Prism either.
Well, with the next burst of Locusts coming out here, I mean, well, it looks like actually he wants to err on the side of caution and just go ahead and retreat.
Well, I think
there's no way for him to know that there's actually an Observer that's not even close yet.
I think he's done enough damage, to be honest. He's killed off several Colossi. He's forced a lot more Stalkers. The thing is, PartinG didn't gain anything out of that.
Now look at this is so good. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I love this. He burrows him, just releases the Swarm hosts, and then just keeps moving.
Yeah.
Because those Locusts are going to do damage no matter what. You might as well. Or anyways, please.
It's great play.
Yeah.
But no, what I want to say was PartinG didn't really gain anything out of that amount of time. He killed off a few units, sure, but now Soulkey's bigger economy's been mining longer. And hold on, we actually have an attack there up at the natural. And it looks like he wants to go for a counterattack, but I don't know that the counterattack will be able to actually break through here.
Yep, the next wave of Locusts is about to pop out here. He made these Zealots not particularly good against roaches.
And you know what? He just killed off the Cybernetics Core, which means no more non-Zealot units for a bit. Well, I guess you can make some High Templars, but not really the same. Oh, this is really
he's even going to be able to corner this Colossus over here.
Well, I tell you what, Tasteless. I really like this position for Soulkey. I feel like this is a very winnable position for him. He's in great shape right now. PartinG's just kind of in trouble. He's got one Observer. He's going to have to bring it up into his main base. This is a very bad spot.
Now, PartinG is taking a 5th base, and if anybody could come back from a situation like this, it would be PartinG. He definitely did it last week. So let's see what he can do here. We do have the 5th base almost finished. If you notice, really, PartinG's never able to quite get maxed.
No.
In this game.
Well, that is some really good play from Soulkey. By the way, he's making 7 Broods, so Brood Lords plus, I mean, the amount of free units we're about to see is really quite crazy. Now we do have all these Zerglings trying to kill off this 4th base. Doesn't look like it'll work.
Just barely saved it, but look at that. That's so smart. He's just abusing Burrow as much as possible.
Yeah, he's forcing the observers to run around. The thing is, if you make more observers, well,
then you're not making
more gas used. Yeah.
You're not making War Prisms. You're not making Immortals. There's too many. What essentially what Soulkey's doing is he's abusing the fundamental fact that there are too many important, impactful units that come out of the robotics facility.
Especially against Swarm Host play.
Yeah.
You really need every single unit except, well, I guess you don't need Immortals.
It's not even just the Swarm Host. It's about, oh yeah, I guess that's true. With the Swarm Host play, that and the fact that you need Colossi against just general Zerg units.
Yeah. Well, the Zergling's going to do a little bit more damage before they go down. I guess he finally has an observer there. I don't know. I'm going to leave 1 Ling. Don't worry, guys. I don't think that's going to do much damage.
All right.
More Swarm Hosts on the way. He's going to be going up to 12. And, you know, he's got a lot of Broodlords as well. So
I think there's going to be an unstoppable push coming through the center of the map.
There may be. He's starting it for sure here. The thing is, you have to kill all the Locusts, but during that time, the Broodlords are getting pot shots. You know, these almost got +2 attack for them as well. And then the Broodlings are out. I mean, the amount of Colossus beams you're going to need to get rid of all that is amazingly high. And then what are you going to do? Blink in while more Locusts are coming to kill the Broodlords?
Yeah, exactly.
While the Hydra's sitting there as well?
This is good. He just sent out a few Zealots. Zealots not really useful right now, so he sends them over to that base to hit that. Now, he could also sack the 5th and go around and hit the 4th.
Yeah.
And then actually put Zerg on 3 base and the Protoss is 4.
But look at this. That was actually a really nice move. Moving in and sniping those Broodlords when the Locusts were way in front of them. Really nice move there by PartinG.
You know, the best way to deal with a Broodlord Swarm Host army is probably to not directly engage it. I mean, and it looks like Tempests are going to be on the way here. That's a smart move, too. Yeah, well, the Tempests are going to be able to clean up the Broodlords very easily. And there's a lot more Broodlords on the way as well, but I think what we're going to see is like a real push of death coming out of Soulkey before the Tempest count is high enough to maybe make a huge difference. Yeah, Tempests don't quite make as fast as you'd like them to, so you really got to build up. It's kind of like in a giant, throng of Colossi. Yeah. You got to actually work your way up there. Well, he has those Broodlords now, and it looks like he is pushing in some. The Locusts are underneath. And he does blink up. Nice blink up, gets 1 Broodlord, but he's taking a lot of damage during all this. All right, and he's, again, the amount of damage is being dealt here with the Locusts and Broodlings alone, considering that those units are essentially free, it's pretty huge. Oh, but he might be able to intercept the Tempest. Oh, that would have been big. I speak too soon. He's just going to go right into the main. Oh, I like this, though. He's sending a lot of units up there. That's going to be very annoying to deal with. A lot of these High Templars going down, 2 Locusts. And this is just getting really tough on PartinG. He's keeping his supply up, though, and he still has a reasonable bank, at least. All right, just going up here, taking out some probes, anything is going to make it worth it. And it looks like the 5th base here for PartinG may slowly get chewed away. We have a lot of Corruptors on the way right now. That's to help take out not just the Colossi, but especially those Tempests. The Broodlord's moving forward. And if you could snag an Observer with those as well, that would be huge too. Yeah, that would be very nice. These Observers are doing more than just detecting. They're spotting everything that the Tempests need to shoot. Exactly. Well, he's slow. I gotta say, PartinG's been handling this very, very well. I feel like he's been somewhat losing almost the whole time, but he is doing a really good job of dealing with this. Really gets how to play a map like this, Stasis. He has been doing a fantastic job, and during all this, he's just adding more spores and spines. He's close. Oh! Nice snipe on the Observer. But he could slowly snipe away at these spores, and after he gets rid of the spores, there's nothing really left to protect. Those Broodlords. Nice storm! Oh, that is an excellent storm going down on those Corruptors. And finally, PartinG starts to pick through the Broodlords a little bit. All right, but even more Corruptors coming up here yet. He's got to be careful. The storms like that, that might cost Soulkey the game if he's not careful. Yeah, he is going to lose a lot of these Corruptors very soon. They're coming in once again. More storms going down. And PartinG, can he actually hold on here? I will be blown away if he actually holds that. But you know what? With the Locust there, it's just enough damage.
Well, he still has his ground army. He still has quite a few High Templars. 13 more Corruptors on the way. But it looks like we're going to have some Archons added in, most likely. Unless he actually just wants that many Storms. Okay, yeah.
All right, as you can see here, he's got enough Colossi in here to really handle those Locusts very well.
All right, look at this. The Corruptors coming up from the side. Where are the High Templars? They need to be over there right now.
Storm.
Oh, a very nice storm indeed.
But he's pretty much cleaned up every Tempest but one. Nice dodge on the Storm there as well.
Lot of damage being dealt, and it looks like it's PartinG's turn to move through.
Nice usage of Storm there in the Locust to just clean that up.
Some other awesome storms as well. If the Archons getting out of there, that'll help as well.
He's got to be careful with those Corruptors not to go underneath an Archon.
The thing is, he's killed off all the Broodlords, and that means that he needs to just go through and end up killing off the Swarm Hosts now.
Zealots at the north taking out that hatch.
A lot of observers up here in the front.
If he could just get to the Swarm Hosts, he'd be in good shape.
And, he is targeting down the observers, but
he's there.
Looks like he does have one left, pushing forward even more. The Corruptors coming up to try to pick off some Colossi, but they're taking huge amounts of damage from these Archons.
All right, it's 118 supply to 151. That's going to take PartinG a while to remake that.
Yeah, it really is, but both players are basically out of banks right now. He's trying to get away from these Locusts to fight the Lings, taking a lot of damage in the meantime, and we have more Broodlords on the way.
Oh, I love it. The Vipers here to harpoon the Colossi.
And you know what is actually the best thing I'm seeing here? The economy has gotten so low at this point. They've spent so much money. He's going back into the Broodlords after all the Tempests are dead.
That's so smart.
Those are going to be so useful coming up.
All right, it looks like this Nexus is going to be taken out. Not much that he could do here.
He has taken another base, one that's not very well defended. That can be taken out very quickly as soon as Soulkey realizes that he needs to do so. In fact, no defense there.
Meanwhile, well, let's see. If Zerg tries to attack the bottom, we could see an attack from PartinG up here from the top. 138 supply now to 178.
And a mothership on the way. Now, this is something I've actually been talking about with some people a little bit. I feel like this is very important. At a case like this, where you both have like a ridiculously big ranged army going at each other, cloaking your units is going to be absolutely important. Whoa.
Really nice. He could even harpoon another one here.
GG.
You know, PartinG did a great job back there, but it was never quite enough.
No, you know what? He held on so well. But there were some issues. He only had one Robo for a long time, which made it, once he lost that War Prism, he had no War Prism anymore. And then, you know, he would have to increment out Observers and Colossi, and Soulkey just kind of abused him for that.
Now, as you can see here, PartinG looking much more concerned after this game than he was after game number 1.
Well, he's 0-2 now.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, okay, you know what, I messed up against that. That's a build you can just lose to if you don't control perfectly in that first game. But in this second game, I have to say, he did get outplayed there by Soulkey, no doubt about that.
No kidding. It seems like if you spot those Swarm Hosts, you should almost always immediately get that second Robo.
I really feel strongly about that.
The Robo units there are so many good units that come out of that. And if you get one or two that are getting sniped, what are you going to do?
Then suddenly they have complete control of the game for a bit.
Well, let's see if Soulkey's going to close us out or if PartinG's going to come back here after this short break. Stay tuned.